You're listening to the PTO Unlimited podcast.
Welcome back to the PTO Unlimited podcast. My name is Brett.
I'm Josh.
Alex.
This is episode 68.
68.
And I forgot to look up something that's 68.
I looked up something.
Okay.
There's a band called 68.
Are they not any good?
They've been around for about 4 years, and they one of their singles or albums, I think, has reached like just under or just above the top 100 in U.S.
What kind of music?
Screamo.
Like metal?
Like, rah!
Well, all right.
You know how that works.
Yeah?
Yeah?
I did not know that there was a band called 68.
Yeah, and...
Is it the number 68 or is it like
the words
written out?
It's apostrophe 68.
You know, I think 68 is the number on the jersey that either John Heater or David Spade wears in the Benchwarmers.
Oh, you might be
Could
right.
be.
You might be right.
I have no idea.
We just watched that movie a couple months. I always say the other day, but it's literally
Josh,
a couple months ago.
No, we watched that movie when I got my wisdom teeth pulled.
Oh,
That was in November.
Do you like that movie?
I do.
I think it's funny.
Yeah.
It's okay. It's fine. I mean,
It's one to have on with a laugh or two.
I remember when it came out, like I didn't even know about it until it was released on video. And first, like, couple times I watched it, I laughed my ass off.
we saw it in theaters.
Did you?
Mm-hmm.
The part where the guy throws up on the porta potty gets me every time.
It's Brett. Your comedy level is so interesting because you'll just be like, some of the things that you don't think someone would laugh so hard at, you do. You laugh so hard at other people's expense. I'll tell you that. Like anything where somebody's getting punched in the face or being made fun of or something, it's just in the crude humor. You know, Alex laughs at farts.
I do.
Everybody should laugh at farts. Because farts are
and
funny.
butt stuff. Like, it's funny.
Butt stuff. Oh, my God.
It's just funny.
All right, we got a lot of ground to cover. Let's get into this.
Yep. We're going to start off with T-Shirt Tuesday.
Oh, yeah, because it's 8 o'clock.
It is 8 o'clock, and I am doing the T-Shirt Tuesday giveaway. I am pushing the random tweet right now. And the winner is the Ranty Bastard.
Okay. Sounds interesting.
Let me go to their Twitter. Yeah, I don't do social media. You guys do. I am busy on other things, so
You are busy on other things?
yes. The Ranty Bastard, they are a podcast. Welcome to Rantyville. To talk about everything that annoys the shit out of us. This sounds like something, right?
A show I should be on.
So shout out to the Ranty Bastard. You guys
Congratulations.
have one of you. I mean, whoever. I don't know how many hosts there are of that.
Yeah.
It says we, so there's got to be at least more than one.
So you guys have to fight over a T-shirt.
Yep. One of you guys win. You just got to either private message us on Twitter, email us at PTOUnlimited@gmail.com, or private message us on Facebook. That works too.
Yep.
Any way to get a hold of us. And congratulations on you guys. And we're going to move into our podcast now. So
I thought they were already podcasting.
we were.
Well, the meat of
the meat.
show.
You know,
the meat.
Do you
the
want to get
stuff.
the bad stuff out of the way?
It's up to you, Alex.
I don't care.
Why don't we just do it so there's plenty to come back from?
Yes.
Or two.
Let's start off with
Let's go with the lesser of the two.
Yes, lesser of two evils.
Fortunately, it was not a 3 celebrity death thing.
Yeah, that's
because generally that's how it works.
Is that a theory that everyone has?
I don't know.
Because I was expecting that, and that's something I heard from Alex's mother.
A lot of things happen in 3s. This time it was just 2. But the second one that we'll talk about first was John Hurd, who was sneaky old, like
77, 71,
72. I thought.
The dad on
the dad from Home Alone.
Which I did not know he was that old, but he passed.
Yeah, he was. He was in a few movies that I can point out.
He was never what you would call an A-list actor.
No, but he is a good side character.
Significant, especially to the 90s people. And
I
guess he was on Broadway a lot too, because I read Daniel Stern's Facebook post that did a long post just about how he knew him, and they actually knew John Hurt way before Home Alone even took place, and they were friends way before Home Alone, and they didn't even really see each other on set.
They never had a scene together.
No.
Never.
Nope.
His part in Snake Eyes was good too.
Yep.
He played a politician. He was a mayor, I think.
He was a mayor. Was it like a governor or a senator? I think it was a senator.
Okay, yeah, and
he was crooked.
He was a crooked senator. Yeah. So John Hurd.
Yep.
John Hurd. I want to look up his IMDb. I want to see what else he was in.
I know he was in a
couple
some TV
other
spots. He did. I know he was in an episode of Law and Order, and I think he was in CSI. But most people were in CSI because there was across the CSIs there was probably 1,000 episodes.
Oh, apparently he has a son who's named the same because it's John Hurd the First.
Okay.
He was in Big.
Yes, he was in Big. Yes, he's like the.
He's like the.
I'm trying to remember. Like he's in that business that he goes to.
You know, I don't remember Big, so.
He was one of the guys. Like he took he got when he got the big office or whatever.
Get it, big office.
I can't. He was just one of those guys. I can't tell you what.
Supporting actor.
Yes,
I'm looking.
actor.
He's in a lot.
I don't get it.
It was, again, he acted his whole life, yet you might not have ever seen him in anything.
He was in Beaches.
Yeah, he was in. I believe he was one of the husbands in Beaches.
John Pierce was his name in that movie. Blown Away. Is that the one I'm thinking of? Nope. The one with Russell. Kurt Russell was the one I was thinking of. Blown Away. I'm looking up anything else he was in. He was in a movie called Gladiator. I'm not prepared to talk about this guy at all.
That's okay. I mean, that's okay.
I think we have everyone knows who he is.
Yeah, Gilbert Powell was his name on Snake Eyes.
Yep.
And he was in. Nope, that's not that movie. So, all right, that's pretty much all we have to say about that. I mean, he was. Did
it say how he died?
Did you look up his
recall.
death? Does it matter?
Well, I would think yes. I think that all kind of matters.
Okay, John. Sorry if there's John Hurd fans out there that I just offended. John Hurd caused death right there.
I don't think it was cancer.
He was in good spirits in final interview before death.
I don't know. I want to say I saw a post or something that said that he had a heart attack, but I could be wrong. I don't remember.
It doesn't say. Might have been. I hate these articles that just tell you all the other things that they've been doing. We know. I just want to know why or how.
Well, maybe we'll come back to
yeah,
it.
Yeah, we might come back to that, but that's pretty tragic. And we're gonna move into an even more tragic subject of a celebrity death that's very close to me and Alex. Alex in particular. And I've got some tissues ready in case there are tears. Our favorite band of all time, Linkin Park, the singer Chester Bennington committed suicide on last Thursday, which was July 15th. So that's the time of recording is what we're talking about here. He had been battling a lot, and it was shown in a lot of his music and stuff. And it's it's
shown
very
in a lot of his recent interviews.
Yes. So it was it was a shock. I'll say that. So and I'll definitely say we're very sad to see him go. And Alex, you can chime in a little bit here.
The hard part about talking about this is that there's no words for it. Like for what he was for me. Brett, I don't know if you remember, but like a couple podcasts ago, when we were talking about, I think it was AC/DC or something, yeah. I said, I just under my voice, I think in the podcast, you can hear me say, "Oh, I have no idea what we would do if Linkin Park were to go."
Because I think Andrew even mentioned that to us through social media. We had just talked about what if this happened very briefly.
Yes.
And I just that was like one of the first things that popped in my mind. I was like, I can't believe I said that. And then I didn't even find out. I worked all day, and I had a horrible day at work.
That was not a good day for Alex.
And I came home, and Josh called me and then had told me this, and I automatically was like, no, it's a hoax. There's so many celebrity hoax. And he said, no, it's real. And then when I looked at my phone and had 20 text messages. I mean, there were people that I haven't spoken to in almost 10 years that either messaged me on Facebook or text message that said, hey, I'm really sorry about Chester. I knew that you were a big fan, or I knew he meant a lot to you. And I mean, these are people I haven't spoken to in years, and I made a significant impact to show them that I really enjoyed this guy. Mm-hmm. And
I had the same thing. I had a high school classmate who was on Instagram and she did a post about Linkin, some lyrics from Linkin Park, and said that Josh was the one that introduced her to Linkin Park over 10.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, so that's
Josh and I started our relationship on Linkin Park.
Yes,
I don't think we mentioned that when we were talking about how we started dating, but back when I was 13 and Josh, you were at 14, mm-hmm. and he was really into Linkin Park, and I heard that was his Hybrid Theory was his favorite album. And I was not into that music at the time. I was still kind of in my my R&B rap stage, and I had such a huge crush on Josh that I was like, you know what, to be cool, I'm going to borrow my best friend's CD, and I'm going to listen to it, like the Hybrid Theory, over and over and over, and I'm going to memorize every word to every song.
Yeah, and she did.
And I did, and it only took I think I had heard of Crawling and In the End, and that was it. And I'd liked them, and it was a really good transition for me to go from rap music into Linkin Park, because it was just a mix of rock and rap, mm-hmm. and it just I ended up just being obsessed with that CD. And then when Meteora came out, I still even remember being in my 8th grade classroom, and I knew that the CD came out, and I had not been able to purchase it yet, and somebody had been playing it secretly on their earphones, and they got caught, and the teacher said, well, let's just put this in and see what you're listening to, and he put it in his computer to show everybody, and I heard the first few musical notes of Meteora, and then he shut it off, and I was like, it was the biggest tease ever. I was like, I want to go home and listen to it.
Because I was visiting soon, and we didn't want to listen to it until
we wanted to listen to it together. We always listened to the album together. Yep. We always opened it together. We always listened it together. It was
starting with Meteora, and then their next album after that was Minutes to Midnight, and that I remember listening to in the car. I got the deluxe version, mm-hmm. and it was their first parental advisory CD, mm-hmm. so it caught me off guard. The first track, if I can, Given Up was the title, and that just hit me like, oh my god, they said fuck.
Yeah. Well, that's if you had been to a concert before.
Well, we hadn't at that time.
I know, but still.
That next summer was when we met Chester Bennington.
I know.
At their
that was
Project Revolution tour.
One of the, and I know I've talked about it on the podcast before. I know that I told the story before about him grabbing me and grabbing my hand and stuff.
Yes.
I was probably that is the highlight of my life, is getting to accidentally meet Chester. Yep. Whether it was for just a couple minutes, that was it. But hearing that news on Thursday had just it felt like there's so many people too that I've seen this happen to, where they're like, well, why are you so upset about an artist? It's not like you knew him. This death feels harder on me than a family member dying, and I don't even know why.
Wow.
It's I'm taking it so much harder than that. And then I had spoke to my grandma actually today, who mm-hmm. was alive and remembers being an Elvis fan and Elvis dying.
I thought it was your grandma, your dad.
My dad's mom, yes.
Oh, you spoke to her today?
I talked to her today.
Okay.
And she told me, because she had seen all my Facebook posts and saw how broken up I was, and she said, I just wanted to share with you, I know what that's like. When Elvis died, I was devastated. Mm-hmm. Same thing as when the Beatles broke up and John Lennon died. Death. And she's like, there's just so many, that's what makes them an artist, is what she said. It's they're able to get into it, everyone else's life. You're able to relate to them.
It's the connection.
It almost feels like every song that they write is for you, and that's how I felt with Linkin Park. Every song, every song that they wrote, I just felt like was perfect.
When 1,000 Suns came out in 2000, and I want to say 10, you and I and our friend Jer, we were obsessed with that album because it was so musically and lyrically different than all of their other stuff. People hated it.
I know.
People shat on it. We loved it to death. That entire album.
The more that they changed, the better they got, in my opinion. I hate the same thing over and over, and everyone.
Yeah. And we had that conversation when we interviewed Kevin on our Aftercast, Tangled Chords. If you guys haven't listened to it, we talked about artists, about how they do the same stuff over and over, because if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Mm-hmm. A lot of people, like, if you look at the band Disturbed, all of their music sounds the same except for Sounds of Silence.
So does AC/DC.
And AC/DC. I mean,
but yeah, I mean, we talked about that, but I mean, that's.
And Linkin Park was
not a bad thing.
Linkin Park is and was a band that pushed the boundary of being genreless practically. Yes. Their latest album really hit home hard with a lot of people with the issues that they sang about.
Yeah. What I thought was like what blew me away was when I was on Facebook and finally got the courage to kind of get on and realize that this was happening, was how many of my favorite bands were posting about it and talking about how they first met him and posting old photos. I mean, every band that Linkin Park has shown me was posting.
Exactly.
Disturbed. I mean, I can't.
Avenged Sevenfold. Papa Roach.
Green Day. Like,
I didn't see Green Day.
Hinder was on there.
I didn't see Hinder either.
I mean, there's just a lot of bands that I have grown to like since them that were just kind of shouting out and saying, you know what, I can't believe this. We're especially Disturbed. Disturbed was probably
that was a write up that they're what do you call it? An article that they typed up that I didn't really enjoy reading about because
I'm talking.
He made fun of Linkin Park at the same time.
Okay.
Because he was basically joking and mocking their music, but they became so much more successful. I want to say this on my terms. Personally, in my opinion, they became more successful than Disturbed. I mean, Disturbed's still big and popular, and they're big in Chicago, I'll tell you that, because that's where they're from. Just personally stating, Linkin Park has grown with me over the past 15 years. 15 years. If you guys can just, think about that for a second. That's crazy. 15 years. And you stated that whenever they came out with an album, it was something that you were going through at that same time.
Every album. Meteora helped me. I mean, the Hybrid Theory, that's you and I. That's our relationship right there. And then Meteora, their second album, helped me through high school. Mm-hmm. When Minutes to Midnight came out, that was very political and about the war and all the feelings that you have about 9/11 and just hatred for like government and the way that Katrina was being handled. Like all of that, just it spoke. And then you had A Thousand Suns, and that right there, that was my lullaby album. Yeah. That was like I was stressed at work. I was working 50 plus hours a week, and I was overworked, and that just just everything that was going on in that album. Just there was that, and then
Living Things came out, and that's when we were just enjoying their music in general, and we could tell that they were.
Yeah, but there was also like there was personal things going on with me at that time, and it felt like I needed that, and then. Hunting Party, and then that same exact thing. Just personal things were going on, and they spoke to me. And then lately, One More Light. This last album, I was focused. They came out and said, that we wrote this album completely different from the rest. It took us 18 months to make it. Chester, in an interview, not one of his last interviews, was talking about a year ago. He was in a really bad place, and then that's when they were writing the album. And
that was that radio interview, right?
Yeah, that radio interview that I posted. And you can hear the change. Something happened, something disturbing, and it's very. I can't talk enough about how much this man meant to me, and it's still back and forth. Like it's really hard not to cry about it. But
there's some paper towel tissue-ish stuff right there if you need it.
My uncle said the music's gonna live on.
Yeah,
that's the important part.
Exactly. Brett, what was your first experience with Linkin Park?
I think I was a sophomore in high school, and I really enjoyed Hybrid Theory, and I really enjoyed Meteora. But after that, I kind of just, it was just there.
I see a lot of people,
the
first 2 albums are kind of the big ones.
But I really enjoyed both of them. And
yeah.
I remember Meteora was one that I would just blast with the windows down in my car.
It's still an album that I can bring out today and be like, oh man, it's so great.
Yeah,
so great.
Good. But I also really like the song they did for Transformers.
Oh yeah, that
New
was
Divide.
What I've done.
New Divide. What I've done was the first.
Okay, I was gonna say, it was like they've done actually a few songs.
They've done it for all 3.
They did.
For all 3.
They did a song for all 3, right?
Yeah, they did. They did New Divide. They did What I've Done, and they did.
I like New Divide too.
Iridescent.
Yeah, Iridescent. Yeah.
That was on the 3rd Transformers. And do you have anything else you want to say, Alex?
Not really. I think everybody knows that that I'm deeply upset about it, and
big loss. In
it's
going to
take a long time, I think, for me to really get. Like, I'm going through like stages of grief here. Like, I was depressed like severely for the last 3-4 days. That's why social media has been so quiet, and like the last couple days has been more denial. Like, I still just don't want to believe it, and until a statement really comes out and I'm able to like
they've released one.
No, like
Linkin Park did.
No, like an actual, this is what happened, like the
coroner's
yes,
report.
Once that is out, I think that's going to be like I can't be there for the funeral. Like, that's like the biggest tear of my heart right there, is that it's like a family member you can't go.
Right.
Like, there's so many different things that I found on Twitter where there's memorials going on in big cities that people are just meeting up and doing, but I can't freaking find one for Indiana, and I'm gonna have to do my own memorial.
Yeah, that's okay.
But I feel so bad, like, thinking about Mike and Phoenix and
those are all the names.
Just
of the
everybody
band members
that is in the band. I can't imagine the last 20 years being with this guy day and night, and that happening.
They got together in like what, 98, 97. They didn't become Linkin Park until 99, and when they brought out their Hybrid Theory
when they first
album.
got together, the band was Zero,
and then it was Hybrid Theory.
Yeah.
And they had to change that for some reason. I don't know why. I guess there was another band.
I guess to get off the subject, so we get back on an upper here, is
do you want to add something?
Hold on, I got somewhere to go with this.
Go ahead. No, we're good.
Ahead.
I don't mean to get adversarial or controversial, but
no, we're good.
Because suicide is what it is. Would you consider this a cowardly act by him?
Absolutely not.
And why not?
Because he had been battling this for a very long time. Whether or not he had help, where he was seeing somebody.
Until you are in this frame of mind, you don't understand. That's all I'm going to say. It's a big touchy subject until you've actually had these demons that you've fought. If you are the one that is out to say this is a cowardly act, this was selfish, then you're living a goddamn good life. You've never had these kind of feelings before. You don't know how much mental illness is an illness. It is something that takes over you. You have no idea how to fight off things. You can do meds, you can do therapy, things can help, but it just never goes away. And sometimes those demons are too much, and that's when that happens.
I'm going to play devil's advocate here. Mm-hmm. He had a wife, he had 6 kids.
Yes, he did.
He had a family in a band, and he chose to end it.
Yes, he did, and it's very unfortunate. But that is all it is right now. Is it's sad. It's sad that nobody could help him.
He had all the money in the world. Let's just state that. Money is not always everything. You gotta just think about that. Money will not give you entire happiness, and it won't clear your head of anything that might be brewing inside of there.
And let me clarify, I'm not saying it was a cowardly thing, but I understand people who think that it might be. I understand why they think that it might be.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it is extremely unfortunate that he's left the wife, he's left the kids, he's left the band, he's left me, he's left the fans. Like,
see, I would never say that I ever considered suicide, but
no.
I have thought, what would the consequences be?
Exactly.
And my first thought is, I would never put my parents through that. Having to bury your child is the worst thing in the world.
Very much so.
And that, for that reason alone, I don't think.
It's just
not that I. The worst part about
you know what I'm saying.
The worst part about all of this, to me, is that he was there for me every day for the last 15 years, and I couldn't be there for him in that one moment.
Well, nobody could.
I know. That's what's really upsetting.
Yeah, it really is.
So I think it's to me, it's aggravating.
It is.
Because especially the people close to him, you know, he's just gone and they couldn't do anything about it. And that's enough to be super pissed.
It is. That's part of...
Are you mad at him?
No.
You're not mad?
I understand more than I should, is how I feel. I know this is really tough to talk about. Yeah. But I mean, I'm gonna go through that. I know, the was it 7 or 8 stages of grief or 7. Whatever, but
5?
Anger, whatever. Remember. But I know anger is one of them. I haven't hit that stage yet. I know that there's gonna be
anger, denial, depression.
I thought it was
there's acceptance.
First.
There's
I'm just saying
whatever.
In general.
Whichever, but everyone goes through them differently. And
acceptance.
I think the anger stage hasn't hit me yet, and when it does, I don't think it's going to last very long. I think it's more. I'm going to be angry that he's gone, but it's very quickly going to come up with. I don't know. It's
bargaining. That's another one.
Bargaining is.
I guess also the way I look at it is I would never want to be accused as not being a fighter. You know.
Mm-hmm.
And to just kind of give up. I wouldn't want
that. Just me.
I wouldn't want that to be my legacy.
Right. Know? I read into a lot of the stuff that went on with him in his past, and he did not have a good life when he was younger. He had a lot.
I know, but
I'm not going to go into depth, but
you're right about the money part. I mean, money. They say it's easy to say money doesn't buy happiness. Well, when you don't have money, what do you know? How can you say
crave money?
Exactly.
Because you're like, if I had money, I wouldn't be dealing with this bullshit.
Financial stability.
Exactly. So, financial stability is only one thing that you deal with in life.
Happiness.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Bottom line is no one's ever going to know what was up there in his head. No one's going to know what was going on. No one's going to know the demons he had to face.
Maybe his therapist, if he had one.
If he had one. But even then, you're just... no one will know exactly what was going through his mind in those last moments.
No.
There was interviews done. There was pictures done. He was with people the day before. You always hear about this, of the ones that are shockers for suicide. It's because you don't know.
Exactly.
And, I mean, this is just... What I take this as is a big... awareness is what I say. This is a big mental awareness alert. You may think the happiest person in the world has got everything. There is nothing that wrong could go on. And then all of a sudden they hang themselves. Like
Robin Williams, right?
Robin Williams. Chris Cornell and Chester Bennington.
I think that played a big part.
And I think I'm going to agree with that. Chester and Chris were close.
And on his birthday.
Yes. And he took... The day that they released One More Light, their last album, was the day Chris committed suicide, and that was the night that they were live on Jimmy Kimmel and sang a dedication song. And you could see it. You can see Chester he could barely sing that song, and you could see how torn up he was. And then I think that's really what did it, is he couldn't take... That was one more demon he had to deal with, and it was too much.
But the thing that got me was it's like, okay, that's a couple months later. Can you go through that kind of torment for that long? I mean,
everybody handles things differently.
That's true. That's very true.
It's extremely sad that nobody could help him. That's what's upsetting.
Yeah.
We gotta bring it up now.
Let's bring it up. I mean, thoughts, prayers, everything is going out to that band, to the rest of the fans like me, to his family, to his children.
Exactly. And I want to point out awareness on this kind of stuff. People, you got to talk to somebody if there's something going on. You have to.
Don't try to fight it alone.
Yes, exactly. There are helplines, there are hotlines, there are therapists, there are...
You only get one life. You know?
I don't want to say YOLO, but...
No.
I didn't say YOLO.
I did.
Yeah, fuck you.
Let's move into playing and watching, guys.
Let's combine that with Comic-Con.
Exactly, because that'd be stuff we've been watching because we didn't attend the damn conference. So,
right.
Actually, to switch it up, going from that links into my tattoo, by the way.
Okay.
Oh, do you want to talk about tattoos real quick?
It wasn't a big conversation I wanted to have. I just, on the podcast or precast, you were saying, I'll believe it when I see it.
Yeah.
I have been planning on getting a tattoo seriously since at least...
Do you have the photo?
Yeah, at least the month of January.
Okay.
And I have had a concept since the month of January, but nothing's really fit. at all. And I don't want to explain it fully about what it is until I actually get it. And then I will post the crap out of it, support it as much as I can. This as of right now, what it was is it has to deal with mental health and Linkin Park. And after I had this idea that I found, One More Light, the album came out, and I was like, oh my god, I'm obsessed with this song. This fits perfectly. I need this tattoo, like, to incorporate Linkin Park somehow. And it's been like that for the last 6 months. I'm like, I need to incorporate this in, and I just couldn't figure it out. I'm like, and then the One More Light's album cover and the actual new Linkin Park logo is like, I was looking at that for the longest time, and then after Chester passed, Mike on Twitter changed his logo differently, and then it just hit me like smack in the face. I'm like, oh my god, I know my tattoo.
Yeah.
And I have never been more confident in wanting to get one and knowing exactly what I want than I am now. Only because I'm very scared of, don't take this the wrong way, I'm very scared of commitment. That's why I can do piercings very easily, just because you can take them out, they close up. But I've been wanting a tattoo since I was 16, 17, and now I'm 28. Yeah. And it's like, it's about time, but I've just could never find the right thing.
You got your tattoo when you were 29, right?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
And I found it, and actually right after we're done with the podcast is when I'm supposed to actually call up the tattoo artist I've been looking into in Colorado that our friend Jerry referred me to, who I spoke with last night on Instagram, and showed him my concept, and he gave me the go-ahead and said, I can't wait to do it.
Where are you getting it?
It will be on my left wrist.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's not going to be very big then?
No. It'll be like this big.
That's not very big.
Not very big, but for me, like, it's like, oh, it's scary, but
well,
it's big.
Once you get one, you'll want more.
Yeah.
I understand that, but it is 100%. I'm going to get my first tattoo in a few weeks. I've never been more excited, and like this, I don't want to say Chester's death inspired it, but there is a shit ton of meaning behind this tattoo.
Well, I think at some point, and I think you guys should too, but I don't think you will, is get some kind of tattoo to commemorate what we've built here.
Yeah. Eventually, one day. I mean, if
I think that
becomes a thing.
I think the one that I'm going to get now, like you said, like you get one, you're probably going to get more. Like I think that I'm going to get obsessed.
I'm surprised there's been so much time between that one and getting your next one.
Well, it's because I won't do it until I know exactly what I want, and I don't know exactly what I want.
There's
a lot of meaning behind your tattoo.
There is, and I don't want a tattoo just for the sake of a tattoo. I want it to have meaning.
Yes.
This one does. The one my sister is got a concept in her head for does, and the whatever one we decide to do based on what we've built has meaning. So
right. I've already got two in my head that I'm going to be getting. I'll probably just be getting one to start off with, though.
That's probably a good idea.
But yeah, let's move into.
I have a question. How much did it hurt? I know everyone's pain tolerance is bad or is different, but
he's got a little bit more meat right there than you would.
Doesn't mean my pain tolerance is less than his.
But it also depends on
the
sensitive part, how sensitive that part of your body is.
How sensitive is your wrist?
Like,
I don't know. My wrists are like.
Just put some lidocaine on it.
Yeah, that'll make it bleed.
The less skin and closer to the bone it is, it's going to hurt more.
Uh-huh.
Well, it's not going to go out to here. It's going to be...
Yeah.
It's going to bleed. That's for sure.
Well,
there will be blood.
Nobody makes me bleed my own blood.
But also, it's relatively small, so it shouldn't take him too long.
He said it would take less than an hour, for sure.
Yeah.
So, but it's going to have watercolor on it, and I've seen his work, and it's going to be beautiful.
Yeah.
I cannot wait.
So, and thoughts on tattoos? I mean, personally, I thought about getting one and stuff, and a lot of people are like, "Oh, religiously, you shouldn't." But if they have definite meaning behind them, go for it. Just don't be stupid. We had a friend who got a tattoo out of a drawing, like $25 down. There's a whole bunch of tattoo concepts in this bowl. He had to draw out of there, and that's
whatever he got.
Get.
That was what he had to get.
Forget that.
Fuck that.
I mean, it makes
you live with that.
It makes a cool story, but
no, it does. Cool story that lasts 10 seconds with something that's going to be on your body for the rest of your life.
That's what I mean, though. Cool story that lasts 10 seconds.
Cool story, bro.
Well, I do think as we move on in the years, removal processes will probably improve. So if you wanted to get it removed,
I would never get this removed.
Well, I know you wouldn't,
but I mean, removal. I've seen a photo on Facebook of a tattoo parlor, and then next to it is a tattoo removal parlor.
Yeah,
it's like just in case you fuck up, you know.
Well, plus I've heard it's just incredibly painful to get it removed.
Yeah.
Oh, I can't imagine.
It's a laser removal. You're basically removing like layers of skin.
Skin, yeah.
Think about that. That's going to scar, too.
The website that I looked at for my tattoo to find the guy had a question and answer. And one of the common questions was, do tattoos hurt? And then it said, oh, everyone's pain tolerance is blah, blah, blah. The simple answer is yes.
Yes.
It is very painful, but tolerable was their answer.
Yep.
Wait, let's just save Comic-Con for the end, or for the main.
Sure.
Playing and watching?
We'll do all the smaller stuff first.
What do you want to do, playing and watching?
Well, yeah, but I thought most of that was Comic-Con.
No.
All right, well, go ahead.
Are you playing anything?
Well, I still was going through Lego Lord of the Rings, and my stupid Xbox glitched twice right at the end of a level because I'm going through like the free play.
That's your save spots, right?
Like, mother, a wasted. I don't know how long, but it pissed me off.
Playing for me, just we Alex and I played some Pokemon Go over the weekend. It was we're going to talk about this real quick. Pokemon Go Fest.
Oh my gosh, we have to talk. Oh my god, we forgot about Pokemon Go.
We have to talk about this.
Brett, this is huge, by the way.
I bet it is.
No, it is.
This is big. Okay, so you know how I was so fucking pissed about not being able to go to Chicago for this fucking thing?
Yes.
It was a failure.
Yeah, they failed.
It was a fucking failure.
I mean, nobody bought his tickets.
No, Niantic.
A lot
failed.
Just thousands of people were there. There was it was supposed to start at 10 o'clock in the morning. There were lines from 6 a.m. to get into this place, and the line wasn't moving, and the game wasn't working.
Yeah,
the whole time, enough to where they ended up saying, the CEO
of Niantic
came on and was like, "I'm really sorry, guys." And there's oh my god, I watched like
I couldn't watch all
20
of it.
seconds of the video, and I had to shut it off because I was so like uncomfortable watching it because of how many people he was up there. I understand like technology can fail because we've gone through this shit.
Yeah,
but so many people were like, boo, get the fucking game to work.
Exactly.
Like, oh my god, someone chucked a fucking bottle at him. Now
I didn't see that.
That's fucking rude.
That's the worst. That's harassment.
That is horrible.
That guy can get arrested.
But I also turned to Josh. I'm
assault with battery.
They decided to do this in one of the biggest cities and meanest cities in the United States.
Chicago. Yeah.
Not as mean as Philly, but
it ended up the whole event did not work. So what they ended up doing is I believe that they allowed they did some kind of little thing where if you had a code from actually getting into the event, that you were automatically gifted a legendary Pokemon, which is a big thing, as well as like $100 credit. For the game to buy things. That's
what they gave out. Yep.
And then that was it. And then after that they started going, well, pretty much I hope this works for our next event in Japan.
Well, that's where Pokemon started, so that's going to be just fine.
What they did for the rest of the people
is they brought out the legendaries, two legendaries. They brought out the one who had the highest attendance at the Pokemon Go Fest.
They did challenges that day.
Okay.
So whichever team, Valor, Instinct, or Mystic, which were red, blue, and yellow.
And Mystic won, which is blue.
Yes.
So their legendary came out, which is Articuno. And the legendary Lugia. Holy crap, that's a difficult one to go on.
But they brought those out to the gyms with these new raids.
Yes.
And what we did over the weekend was amazing. It was the way Pokemon Go was supposed to go.
Alex coordinated with strangers.
I coordinated 20 random strangers
to help out with this
help
event.
Me defeat this Pokemon at this gym.
Well, first of all, to start off, this is going to go kind of crazy.
This is going to get super nerdy.
We were heading towards
New Haven.
Yes, we're heading towards New Haven. Then Alex is like, let's go up to the Kroger on DuPont. Little did I know, the Kroger on DuPont is almost a half hour away.
Yeah.
This is the exact same time when the storm hit Fort Wayne on Saturday. Do you remember that?
No.
It was a super.
It was
bad.
It was a lot of rain, and we were driving across town.
We have to backtrack here. The reason that we decided to go up there is I'm part of I'm super nerdy about this game. I'm part of like 3 or 4 groups on Facebook, and one of them is Pokemon Go Fort Wayne. So that way we can all, for nerds like me, we can all get together and say these gyms and these raids are happening.
See your interest level dropping.
These raids and these things are happening at this moment. So everyone said Lugia. Lugia was the big thing because it had a 2% catch rate. You could defeat the damn thing, but you needed at least 20 people to join in to do it.
Yes.
At a high level.
And then Alex did it.
I did it. I fucking caught Lugia. Out of like the 20 people that were there, after you actually get everyone there and you defeat him, which, oh my God, took forever. But you only have so many seconds to beat him. So you beat him, and afterwards they give you so many Pokeballs depending on a bunch of stuff.
Specific ones to
be able to catch him. Mm-hmm. And I was like, all right, guys, good luck. Everyone was like, good luck. So we're sitting there and I'm like throwing Pokeballs, and I caught him on my 3rd fucking one. And I was like, I fucking got him. And everyone's like, are you shitting me? It was a 2% catch rate, and there's 750 million people playing this game.
Yeah.
There's a 2% catch rate, and I got him. So I was like, I got him. It was so happy. Josh threw a temper tantrum.
I did not throw a temper tantrum.
Yes, he did. He got the car and zoomed away.
I had to, Alex. My car's a piece of shit. If I don't hit the gas immediately and rev my engine, it turns off.
Just admit that you were...
I was a little upset, I'll be honest. And then we went to IPF... What?
Yeah, I heard you.
He was really upset.
Yeah.
He can't hear you when you whisper like that. You know that, right? He has headphones on.
Okay. But anyway, so when this was happening, it was only me, Josh, and one other car that was there. I'm like, oh my God, there's only 5 of us, because that car had 3 people in it at one time. And they're like, so do we go in? I'm like, there is no way we can beat this thing with 5 people. Like, we need to coordinate more. So I got on. We ended up making a group chat and getting a lot of people, like there's like 150 people in this group chat for Fort Wayne, and all of a sudden people are like, I'll be there in 30, I'll be there in 15, I'm down the street. Like, cars started pouring in, and people were getting out, and I was in my Pokemon shirt and from last week, and I got on my hood and was like signaling people over, and we were all coordinating. We're like, what time are we gonna go in? We're like, we're gonna go in at what, 6:15, and then we're like, how many people we got? Because the max you can have is 20. We're like, 1 to 18. And then another car pulled up. We're like, we got 20. Let's fucking go in.
Yep.
Like, it was so much fun. Like, that is the way that Pokemon Go is supposed to be.
And then we went
so much fun.
And then we drove down to IPFW and tried it again. And we
met up with a team there.
We met up with a team there too.
And beat him.
Yeah, and beat him. And I didn't get him.
I didn't get him either.
But that's just to say, like, Pokemon Go is supposed to bring people together in that
and it did.
Sort of
and we saw some of the same people that were there with us at Kroger drive 20 minutes the other way.
Yep.
And use the same group chat and go over to where we were at to the next one.
Oh, IPFW is changing their name.
They are?
Mm-hmm. They're now Purdue Northeast.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Yep.
Well, that's a big thing.
That is pretty big. I mean, I don't go to school there.
I know that's local.
We never went to school there.
I know.
But yeah, Pokemon Go, so that was a thing. We've been playing that a little bit. And on top of that, on Sunday, our data rate was at 5%, so we couldn't play. We couldn't play for the next couple of days. It's back up to 100% today. Today's our reset. And
I walked over 10,000 steps that day.
Yeah, we did a lot of walking. I was really tired that night.
We were really tired.
Other than that, playing Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, I'm just slowly inching along with that. Once somebody pointed out how repetitive this game is, it ruined it for me a little bit. Like, it's the same thing over and over. You go to a village, you go to these tombs, you go to these towers, and you meet bosses. That's pretty much all this game has become for me because it was explained to me. So I'm just like, well, shit. So yeah.
What are you playing, Brett?
He said, yeah, he already said like a Lord of the Rings.
Anything else?
And it failed.
Not playing anything else. I went back to Shadow of Mordor because I've been on a Lord of the Rings kick now.
When's their new one come out?
In October.
Okay. Yeah.
And I wasn't, like, what I've seen of it didn't really do anything for me, but I'm going to go through Shadow of Mordor again, and maybe that will sell me.
Is this an actual sequel to it?
Yep.
Okay.
Last thing that we were playing that we were really excited about last week.
Oh yeah, the Destiny 2 beta. Totally forgot about that. We had a busy week. We
had a busy week.
Yep.
Destiny 2 beta. Thoughts? It was amazing.
Yeah, it was good.
It was amazing. You pretty much get to play the first part of the game.
The only issue I have with it, I mean, it's a beta. So
it was a beta.
I gotta take it to that. They give you the first mission on your own, and then they give you a strike and then PvP.
Yep.
I don't care about PvP very much.
There's a lot of people that do, though.
I know. It's fine. I'll play it every now and then, but that's just not my forte. My forte is exploration and assistance with my group of friends. Mm-hmm. Sorry, got a burp coming up here. It was good. I mean, the issue I had with it was I felt like there wasn't enough content to kind of give me an idea of whether or not it was a good game. And we can cancel the pre-order if we want, but we're not going to.
No.
But it is what it is. A beta is that.
Okay, so I didn't change my character. I stuck with the warlock. Did you?
I stuck with the Titan.
You stuck with the Titan, but Jer changed
went to a hunter.
his, and he went to a hunter, and
he hated it.
He wanted to go back to a warlock.
Yep, he hated it. He's like, oh man, I got hops. Oh shit. He would fall off and die and all this stuff.
He was not used to the character.
No. So I just want to say it was fun.
The power-ups and everything, though. Oh my god.
Oh my god.
They're awesome. Like, I can't wait. For
graphics are nice.
The graphics are awesome. The story is intense. Like, it's everything that I wanted it to be. It's awesome.
I didn't think about that ending cutscene of the beta of your story mission, that you kind of you get a feel of how much of an asshole the Cabal leader is.
Oh my god. Yeah.
And finally they're doing something with the Cabal. I'm pretty happy about that.
Yeah.
But let's move off of this because Brett's interest level has dropped to the floor. So,
Brett, you want to play Destiny 2?
Watching.
I watched two things.
Go on.
One, I finally watched Bad Santa 2 because it's on Netflix.
Was it good?
Was Bad Santa good?
It's a good drinking movie.
Yeah.
It's not. They're not good movies. Are they entertaining?
They're raunchy.
Yeah, and it was about what you expected to be. There were some funny parts.
Yeah.
But to get the funny parts, they had to go a step farther with the gratuitousness. Just the crudeness of it.
Okay.
But I mean, it's Billy Bob when he's a dirty old disgusting man. He's pretty funny. And now the kid Thurman is old.
I'm so happy they brought him back.
And he's pretty funny too.
Yeah.
Kathy Bates is in it. She was all right. She plays his mom,
Mm-hmm.
Billy Bob's mom.
Mm-hmm.
But for the most part, it was.
I'll have to go back and watch the first one.
About exactly what I expected.
I don't remember the first one.
The first one is funny.
Well, when seeing it as a young teenager when it came out, I didn't like it.
No, and I don't think I did either. I was when I was older then.
Do you remember quoting that, Alex? The kid saying, "Want me to make you some sandwiches?"
No.
You don't remember that? That's the only quote I remember.
No, I barely remember it.
Towards the beginning, after the main heist, and he goes down to Florida,
mm-hmm.
and he wakes up. It's like a year later, and the alarm goes off, and he wakes up, and it's because it's a Jingle Bell song.
Oh yeah,
and he can't turn off the alarm.
Yeah,
he smacks it, and he rips it out. He goes, "Fuck you!" and he throws it against the wall, and he grabs one bottle of empty booze bottle at a time. "Fuck you!" and he throws it at the wall. It's my favorite part of the whole movie.
Nice. What else did you watch?
Oh, okay. So I was dinking around on YouTube the other night, and I found this. Someone made a list of the 10 times that, remember the show Courage the Cowardly Dog?
Yes.
Was the freakiest thing ever.
It was a scary show.
That's why I never really watched it.
Well, Alex, you like scary shows. You watch Are You Afraid of the Dark?
Yeah, but there's a difference.
So I watched this list, and it made me think. Courage came out in 99, and I was 14 years old. So I was a little bit older than the target audience because it was rated like Y7.
Mm-hmm.
But the stuff in that show is not for 7-year-olds.
No.
And it is some messed up stuff.
So you watched some Courage, or did you just watch this countdown?
He did a countdown, and he explained why in each episode it made the list.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And number 2, which I think probably is the most well-known out of all of the episodes, and it's called King Ramses' Curse.
Mm-hmm.
And basically, there's a part in it where this CGI ghostly figure is going, "Return the slab."
I don't remember
this.
It
is messed up. I'll show it to you when we're off.
Alex is looking like she remembers it.
I think you saying that kind of like...
Yes. The voice itself is creepy.
Mm.
But then put it with the image of, and it's like, holy crap, that would terrify a kid. It just got me thinking what cartoons got away with back then.
Oh yeah,
and what they can't do now.
Well, I mean, Rugrats had some adult moments.
Well, they all had some adult humor.
Yeah.
He's talking about Courage?
Yeah.
The Cowardly Dog.
The trailers that came out.
Oh, frick. Wow. Okay, so this isn't dealing with. Are you done with Courage?
I'm done, and I'll probably share that link just because it's a very.
Make sure you tweet that out.
It's just.
Is it a Watch Mojo countdown?
I don't think so.
No,
it's someone else, but it's really just kind of a cool look back about what cartoons used to be able to be.
Yeah. We watched a couple trailers from Nickelodeon. They're bringing
Hey Arnold.
They're doing the Hey Arnold movie, which basically he's going to the jungle where his parents disappeared. So maybe we'll see a closing to this Hey Arnold's thing.
Did you ever see that article of like the 10 things in Nickelodeon cartoons that are suggesting something adult?
Yeah,
they're all freaking adult oriented.
Well, somewhat.
In some way.
Yeah.
Like his grandpa's chin to his
looks
jaw
like a
looks
dick
like
and balls.
Yes. Yeah.
And he also talks about Woodstock in the show too.
Yeah, and that was Rugrats.
No, that was the grandpa from Hey Arnold. He's like, Grandpa, have you ever done so and so? Not since Woodstock.
Grandpa in Rugrats was babysitting.
He was getting
space
porn.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's for when you kids go to bed.
Yeah, that's for when you kids go to. It's like, you dirty, dirty old man. Alex just got that. That's one of my favorite.
Which episode is that?
That's one of my favorite episodes. Actually, it's the one where they go into space. The house is the house.
You mean the box is like a spaceship, and they like?
No, the house becomes a spaceship. Becomes a space.
I guess I'll have to go back and watch it. I think that's the
same episode. I'm pretty sure. I'm not done. The next trailer we watched,
that's what
was Rocko's Modern Life.
It looks
bringing
amazing.
It back to where he basically doesn't know how to function in the 21st century.
Like,
it looks
like
great.
He died in the 90s pretty much, and like he's just like he's gone, and then now he's here, and is like.
He doesn't understand 3D printing. He doesn't understand Starbucks. He doesn't understand
the phones.
The phones. He doesn't understand there's no buttons on the phone.
See, what needs to happen is you have cartoons like Family Guy, American Dad, Archer, South Park. Well, these licenses needs to go to where they can be dirty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, because cartoons.
Because who's gonna watch Rocko? We are.
Cartoons for kids have to be PC now. But the adult stuff,
they don't have to.
They don't have to, but they are because they can't get away with it.
SpongeBob.
No network is going to put them on.
Well, Nickelodeon's doing it. Let's just hope that they push Rocko like the way it was in the 90s.
Yeah.
I mean, first
it looks exactly the same. It sounds exactly the same.
Well, hold on. The beginning starts off the same kind of sketchiness that Rocko's Modern Life was done by animation of that sense, and then it just flips into like flash animation where it's all crisp and clear and HD and stuff. It's just it looks great.
But what they're doing, oh my gosh, it was so nostalgic and it was so cool. Like, you have to go and look it up if you haven't seen it yet.
Yeah.
Especially if you're a 90s kid.
What else we're watching? Silicon Valley. We're on season 2 now. Alex fell asleep
I fall asleep to it, but it's very easy to catch back up. But
it's a funny show. It's
funny,
really funny.
And
you feel for the characters.
It's very nerdy too.
Yes, very nerdy. It's just great. I love it. And Game of Thrones.
And Game of Thrones.
Game of Thrones.
Holy shit.
Do you know that there's only 7 episodes in this season, right?
Yes. Even I know that.
Alex didn't know that. She just got really sad.
Because
I probably did, but I just
said it 2 weeks ago.
Okay, I have a woman's brain, so something like that does not.
Brett, it's not an actor like you.
That is a box in there that is full of like shit I don't care about until I actually need to care about
Aren't
it.
they like
you have a box like that too.
They're an hour long.
20 minutes.
They're an hour
long. Who cares if it's 7 episodes?
No, but there's a lot of content that they need to cover.
That hour goes by in 5 minutes.
Okay.
Well, actually, it goes by in an hour. You just
shut up.
But Game of Thrones episode 2, great. A lot of characters coming together.
I heard their cameos. People are hating them. The cameos.
That was just Ed Sheeran, and he wasn't in this.
I thought there was a second one.
Oh, if there was, we missed it.
Yeah, I didn't catch it. But in this episode, like, you just see so many story arcs come together and
everybody's like
again.
You could tell like it's the fight for the throne now. Like, it's finally here. Like, it's so intense.
Yeah.
And that ending.
Was the ending with him floating in the water?
Yes.
Okay, I wanted to make sure. Was there something after that? But no, that
ending was
battle was
intense.
nuts.
So intense and so out of nowhere. It was amazing.
Yeah.
Great job, guys. Like, amazing.
GG, yo, GG.
Like, that's all. I mean, it sucks because we can't
really talk about
anything,
it.
But it was amazing. If you're a Game of Thrones fan, you know what we're talking about.
Yep, it was good. It was good. I'm looking forward to the rest of this season. There's a lot of things happening. A lot of good things are coming. Mm-hmm. Good things.
Good things. Winter is coming.
What else watching? I watched Police Academy the other night. That movie is rated R. I had no idea how rated R it was.
Have you seen Police Academy?
No.
Ooh, you'd like it.
Wow.
You'd like it. It's an 80s movie.
Yeah.
Steve Guttenberg.
Yeah.
Yep. Really, it's funny. It's a really funny, interesting. It's a lot like I just want to say like maybe like Dirty Work. You know, it's a sense of that kind of comedy. You know, there's some interesting things there. It's a good film. Why the hell my parents let me watch it as a kid, I don't know, because I didn't catch on to a lot of that stuff. But
maybe.
But maybe it was edited TV kind of movie they had. I don't remember.
They have to edit the fuck out of it.
Well,
literally.
Oh, good job, Alex. You get a gold star. That's pretty much it as far as I can recall. I mean, I've been watching a few movies on HBO and Netflix and stuff, but nothing really worth chatting about. Did you want to wait on SDCC? Or you want to go to the next stuff?
Let's talk about Ben Affleck real quick.
Yeah.
Well,
let's talk about Ben
I mean,
Affleck.
there's not really much to talk about otherwise.
That ties into San Diego Comic-Con.
Speaking of Ben Affleck, we did watch half of Dogma.
Okay.
We fell asleep.
Yeah, it's a long film.
But it's a really good movie.
The only thing is, it's just rumors. There's nothing confirmed, right?
It's been confirmed that he is not leaving the DCEU.
He didn't leave.
He was at San Diego Comic-Con
and said it
out loud, saying, "I am here as long as I'm allowed to be." Pretty much.
But he may not be Batman anymore.
No. He's still Batman. He's not writing or directing the Batman movie.
That's what.
That is what. Like everyone just flipped their shit when they heard that.
That's not new.
No, people thought that he was leaving the project because he dropped out of directing and writing. Yeah. They thought he wasn't going to be Batman at all anymore. But no, he's staying. He's letting other people do that job.
Yeah.
So
there's less to talk about here than I thought. So
that ties in with
San
Diego
that's just been a big thing.
It's not. He left as director a while ago.
Oh yeah.
So all the only news story is that he's not leaving completely.
Exactly.
Yes.
Yahoo. Let's move on.
Yeah.
Why did you want to talk about it?
There was rumors that he was not going to be Batman.
There were, but they've been debunked.
He claimed it. So
yes.
he disclaimed it.
Okay.
I guess that's the word.
Well, that's a good move because nobody wants like him or hate him.
He's good Batman.
Not everybody loves him because I don't love him.
Have you seen him as Batman?
Only in the Suicide Squad.
Okay, that's not enough.
Then that's not
enough to form an opinion.
No, it's not.
No, it's not.
I say it is.
He has no lines in the fucking film.
Doesn't matter. You see him on screen, don't you?
So what?
So that's good enough for me.
Okay, Brett, you see one person, you're going to automatically judge them entirely?
Oh, look, there's Batman.
That is a different subject.
No, this is the same
comparable.
thing. It's very comparable. Then what are you judging his base on?
Seeing him in a movie. That's Batman.
That is not elaborate.
It's close enough.
No, you can't. You can't. I mean, to you, fine. You can.
He can.
But what they're doing with him and what they did in Batman vs Superman and what they're doing with the Justice League, it's great.
But my point was,
he's the best Batman right now. I think.
You don't want to change actors now.
No.
When you got Justice League movie,
exactly,
all the crap happened.
Well, that's
the Batman movie.
Yeah, all the crap happened. Yeah. No, but seriously, like I don't see how you can judge his merit on that, but that's fine. The fact that you're avoiding Batman vs Superman is fine too. I don't care. I gave up on caring about that a long time ago. It's a great film. Just check it out. Just saying.
It's not a great film.
I thought it was fantastic.
I've never heard it referred to as a great film.
Well, according to me, it's a great film.
It might be fine, but it might not be great.
Well.
Okay, boys, stop fighting. Let's move on.
What's this about Dunkirk?
Well, first of all, it's blowing people away.
Okay.
People are loving this film. IGN gave it a 9.5. Yeah, we haven't seen it yet. There's a lot of people upset about it because of the fact that there's no... I'm going to get a little political here, and I'm sorry if I offend anybody. There are no females, and there are no African Americans. There's no ethnicity other than the white people.
Okay.
Than white people.
Than the Caucasian people.
The Caucasian people. Well, think of this: World War II was a draft of Caucasian people, and this is based over in England or in the UK area.
Sure.
That's not a very mixed crowd, especially and I don't know how else to put this, but people are pissed off about that.
Well,
I can understand the anger.
Rotten Tomatoes gave it a 92.
Oh boy,
it's another possible political correctness issue.
But Christopher Nolan might be getting an Oscar for this because it's
Like that's
good.
what's trending right now.
Not if people are considering that and he pisses off the left in Hollywood. He's not getting an Oscar then.
The left can suck a dick.
We don't talk about politics,
We
but I'm
don't
just
talk
saying
about politics.
Hollywood is majority left.
Very liberal.
And if they feel he's being
He's doing a historical accurate film and it's blowing people away. It doesn't matter what they think. He's going to get it. At least be nominated.
It matters what the Academy thinks because they're the one choosing.
He's going to get a nomination.
Well, that might be the
nomination is fine.
That might be the
talk right now that is trending is that this movie is very, very good, and there's talks of this is one of his best films, or if not the best.
Well,
film.
The Dark Knight, I think, was.
I know, and that is blowing me away because I'm like, well, holy shit, what about The Dark Knight?
Well, holy shit.
Like that's still a thing. That's still a talk.
Are you going to see it, Brett?
I don't know.
It's a war movie. I don't know if you like war movies.
Nothing I saw. I do. Nothing. I mean, it didn't really grab me.
Trailers for Christopher Nolan movies do not pull me in any way. Because I remember seeing the trailer for Interstellar one time, and these people behind us in the theater turned to each other and they said, "That movie looks like shit." Do you remember that?
Yeah, I do.
We laughed.
That ended up being a pretty damn good movie.
It was fantastic. I was pretty happy about Interstellar, and a lot of people give Christopher Nolan a lot of crap because The Dark Knight Rises wasn't as great as The Dark Knight. Fuck you guys. He had a good actor. Yeah, a lot of people were saying The Dark Knight Rises was not that good.
Comparatively, it's not.
People were comparing Heath Ledger's acting skills to Tom Hardy, and they couldn't. There's no.
You can't.
I mean, Tom Hardy's great. He's a good actor.
Two different fucking people.
I like Bane. Bane was great, and I'm really happy with his portrayal in Inception.
I think The Dark Knight Rises is an inferior film,
to The Dark Knight.
The Dark Knight.
But it's kind of like you just getting his beginning, his middle, and his end. You gotta have a high point, which was the sequel, and that doesn't happen a lot. So. That's it for Dunkirk. What's your Disney?
Let's skip that for now.
We'll skip that. Well, then what are we going on? What are we going on to now?
Let's talk about your solar eclipse thing.
Oh,
We're taking a trip.
So, in 3 weeks from today, now less than 3 weeks.
We will be in Colorado
We will be in Colorado for a week. Which, by the way, I mean, side note here, I just got the confirmation from our airplane, from our airplane
airline
from our airline, and originally we were supposed to be traveling from Indy to Denver at 6:45 in the morning, and it now says that we are leaving at 6:15 in the morning. Not a biggie, not that biggie. It's fine.
We got to get up at 3:00.
Yeah, we got to get up in the morning, but hey, it's vacation. I don't care. And then we're going to be landing in Denver at 7:15. So I mean, it does suck for Jared to be able to drive 45 minutes out to come get us, but he said that was fine. What really sucks is that we were supposed to be coming back that following Tuesday night at, I think we were supposed to be leaving at like 8.
Yep.
And landing at like 10 our time. So I was like, okay.
No, midnight.
Well, whichever. Okay, so now we are. They really changed the time up on here. We are now leaving Wednesday morning at 12:15 a.m. and getting home at 4:34 a.m. in Indy.
Wow.
Yeah, we're doing a red-eye flight, and I've never done it.
I mean, why did they do that? That's not the times I chose. Can they do that?
Do whatever they want. They're airplane.
I mean, I bought these fucking tickets back in the beginning of April, and then all of a sudden they changed my plans.
Sure.
Yeah, it happens. Shit
what
happens.
if I wanted to work the next day?
Too bad.
Well, too bad. I got the day off anyway.
Yeah.
But anyway, so to go on, the solar eclipse. So what's going to be happening on, I believe,
the 21st.
Is it the 21st?
It's the Monday. The Monday. Let me look.
Yes, actually, I believe you're right.
This August 21st. It's going to be the first. Well, it's not the first, but it's going to be 21st. It's going to be a national eclipse going from Oregon all the way down to North Carolina, right? South Carolina?
Oh, I don't know why. I just care that we're going to see it.
Well, it's going from west to east.
It's like one of the first times it's going to be going through the actual United States.
Not one of the first times. It's happened before us.
Well, whatever. It's a big deal.
This only happens every couple of 100 years.
Anyways, it's happening, and we're going to see it. So what we did is we looked into it, and we ended up buying a reservation for. All right, where the actual solar eclipse, the best place or whatever to see it is called the Path of Totality, I believe is what it's called, and so that runs through Wyoming. And yes, I understand that we're going to be in Colorado, but we are going to be like 3.5 hours away from this path in Wyoming. So we bought some reservation to this place in Lusk, Wyoming, out in the middle of nowhere on this 130-acre working ranch.
Yeah.
And they were just kind of like opening up their 130 acres for people to purchase a little spot with, you could bring a tent, RV, whatnot, and camp there overnight, Sunday night, to be able to see the eclipse. I think it's supposed to happen like 10, 11 o'clock in the morning. And with that, with your package that we bought for the three of us, is you get, it's advertised out in the middle of nowhere, advertised that night we're going to get a home-cooked meal and campfire with song. So we're going to be singing Kumbaya with a bunch of people that we don't know.
My prediction is that you guys are going to hate that.
I think we're going to love it. I think we're going to make the most out of it. And then
I won't.
They advertised...
not the song. I mean, I'm cool with campfire and food. I ain't singing. Alex, if you push me like, Josh, sing.
No,
sing.
Jared and I are going to grab you and start singing really loud.
I might have to yell at you.
That's fine.
In front of people.
So the next thing
don't touch me.
That's advertised, it said, and then while you're at it, the next day after you see the solar eclipse, come into our working ranch.
Do they actually state about the solar eclipse?
Yes.
On their site?
Yes, they do.
Oh, okay.
And then they say that's the whole reason they're opening up the ranch for people to camp on.
Okay.
And said, but while you're at it, feel free to milk our Gertie cow.
I ain't milking shit. I am not milking a cow.
This is going to be a great trip. So anyway, we're going to go, and for sure we're going to go see the solar eclipse, the total solar eclipse.
Yes.
In Lusk, Wyoming.
Yes.
It's going to be a lot of fun. We have to bring our cowboy boots and hats.
Yeah, we have to buy them first.
I know. I think it'll be fun. Why don't you think that we will have fun?
Just a hunch.
No, he doesn't think we'll have fun with the campfire and song.
Yeah. The whole camp, that whole ranch thing.
Have you ever camped?
Sort of.
I don't know what that means.
I didn't like it enough to do it a lot.
I asked if you've done it, not if you enjoyed it.
Well, I've camped like in a camper. I haven't.
Okay,
you haven't done real camping.
Screw you. Campers are camping.
Camping in a camper, sure as shit ain't gonna like it in a tent.
I call real camping out in a tent.
Okay,
with
this is argumentative. This is very argumentative. You know, camping in a camper versus a tent. Yes, tents are more,
Camper
basic.
is a luxury. It's like bringing your house.
They are. Well, it is. It is a house.
Doesn't a camper have a potty?
Yes.
Okay. Well, if you're at a fucking tent, you have to go find a potty.
Depends on the type of camper.
Not always.
Most of them these days do, and most RVs and.
Okay, and they have beds and a stove and a fridge and a bunch of other things that you don't have in a tent.
Well, hold on. I want to tell you guys something. My parent. Are you good? Are you good?
I have to adjust.
My parents used to own a gooseneck camper, which was it was pretty big. Like it had a master bedroom, a bathroom with a shower, and then it had a kitchen. Ooh, ouch! I hurt my elbow a little bit there.
I think people heard that.
Did that make sound?
Yes.
I didn't hear it.
Bong.
Bong. Then it had a kitchen, and it had a table, and the table folded down into a bed, and then it had a couch that folded out into a futon, and it had a recliner. I mean, I could map this thing out. Like, I still remember this to this day. I hung out in this camper a lot, and I don't know where I was going with this.
I don't either. I got lost in that description.
I just remember sleeping on the table part, that being a bed, and I remember sleeping there and just it sucked. I mean, I would have much rather have gone into a house with air conditioning than this bullshit.
Yeah, I don't dig camping.
I just wonder what the humidity level is in Wyoming. In Colorado and Denver, it's there's like
I know.
zero
The only time I've ever been to Wyoming was when we went to Devil's Tower.
Yeah,
and I don't remember it being bad. And we went in probably like July, August.
Yeah.
I don't remember it being bad.
I think we went in July.
Yeah. So, I don't know. So that's all I got for that. We're going to go see the solar eclipse, and it's going to be amazing.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited about it.
All right. Now I have a question for both of you.
Go on.
Have you ever had a sleep study done on yourself?
No, but
one.
Josh should.
I need one too.
I think I have sleep apnea.
I think I do too.
Do you really?
Well,
what makes you guys think that, by the way? I could tell you why.
Well, my parents have it, and it's hereditary.
Do you snore?
Yes.
No,
Yes.
Depends.
He snores a lot. He just doesn't know
Does
it. He really
snore
does.
Loud?
Yes.
So.
Well, does he snore loud? No, he snores like he'll go like it almost sounds like he's not breathing. It'll go like that, almost like
because my tongue is too fat for my mouth.
Like, it sounds like he's trying to swallow his tongue.
So I have a self-diagnosed deviated septum.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I have. When I say self-diagnosed, I just think I have it. I have no idea if I actually do.
Well,
but
you should probably go get that checked.
My airways, through my nose, are incredibly constricted.
Mm-hmm.
They're never clear, and it's not a mucus buildup. It's tiny airways.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I think I don't snore continuously, but sometimes if I'm right on the edge of sleeping, I will snore and it'll like
jolt you awake.
Jolt me awake.
Yeah.
So
I do it too.
Sleep apnea, if you don't know, it's when your like esophagus like closes while you're sleeping, preventing oxygen getting places it needs to be.
Like your lungs.
Yeah.
So that's bad, and yet somehow you don't die.
Brett, this is kind of creepy, but I've heard you sleep, and yes, you snore.
Okay. Well, is it flat out snoring, or is it just
Sounds like you're struggling.
Yeah.
air struggling to get to where it needs to go?
Yeah. And that's what it is for Josh. Like I feel like he has trouble breathing.
So, and it can lead to
it's best if
death.
bad things.
Death.
It's better if you're laying on your back though. Like it doesn't happen when you're on your
I
back.
hate laying on
See,
my
I
back.
think that is when it happens more with me.
With
I
him,
think it
if
happens
it's,
more with me.
It happens more with him when he's on his side.
That's the only way I sleep.
Really?
Yes.
I
So,
love my side.
There is a place in Fort Wayne called Sleep Centers of Fort Wayne,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
and I contacted them.
How
in
much
an
is it?
email to see just information on pricing, and it's about $2,100 to get one done at their.
Is it covered by insurance?
It is covered by most insurances will cover it.
Well, I mean, to a point.
Yes, if they don't cover it, they discount it a certain amount.
Mm-hmm.
It's probably not much, but and then there's also cheaper ways to do it at home. And I think so long as my insurance covers it, I'm just going to get it done there.
Well, here's the thing. You go to this place, it's basically like a hotel, and there's a big mirror, and they're watching you.
Yeah, pretty
The
much.
entire time.
I would
And
not be able to sleep.
They hook you up to stuff.
Yeah.
And I thought I heard that you have to like stay up for like a day before you go.
So that way,
So you're really tired?
Make sure that you go to
I'm
sleep.
I'm already tired just hearing about it.
Well, that's it. I mean, they said you can take what you need to sleep comfortably.
Mhm.
So like a fan, I would need a fan.
Why are you smiling? I'm waiting to hear what.
What are you trying to do?
I was just like, take what you need to be able to go to sleep. Well, everybody has different.
Alex sleeps in the nude.
Okay, so you could probably do that.
I don't sleep in the nude. I just like. I'm like half nude. I just
You're
Not nude,
3/4.
just half nude.
Just a little bit.
T-shirts are constricting.
Okay.
Anyways, but no, I was thinking like, what if like you have an embarrassing thing like you sleep
boner?
like.
I mean, it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen.
No.
What if you have a wet dream when
It's
this goes
called
on?
Morning Wood.
I was talking about what if you had like a teddy bear or something that you slept
Well,
with, not a boner.
What if you wake up with? What if you have morning wood and it's like it's out? It's out.
You know what? It
This is our boxers and briefs conversation. I have to wear boxer briefs when I go to sleep, or I'm afraid I'm just flailed out.
Not to get incredibly personal here, but I wear like nylon shorts and a sleeveless shirt.
Okay.
okay.
So I mean that's being clothed. So
Yeah.
I wouldn't have to worry about anything. The only thing I would really need is my own pillow and a fan.
Yes, a box fan is very nice.
Yeah.
I love box
I gotta
fans.
have noise.
Well, here's the thing. Alex and I, we just bought an air purifier. That thing roars.
It does.
Yeah.
It's really nice.
There's no hearing.
It drowns
anything.
out everything.
Drowns out every noise. We even have it on the medium setting.
Yeah.
Loud. It's like it's loud enough to you
mean
can't
high?
sleep. Or
Loud.
oh god.
Yeah. On the,
Quiet, a little bit louder, and loud.
loud. Yes, that's the settings on a fan.
Or quiet, noisy, and loud.
Yeah.
So to get back to the point, I think I was listening to Steve Austin's podcast, and he had it, and got a sleep study done and found out, and he was, in his 40s.
My parents are in their 50s. They have it.
Yeah, and basically took the corrective measures, but he's suggested everyone get it done because you don't know what you might have. Restless leg syndrome. There's several things that you could have while you're sleeping and you have no idea.
Do you know what they put on you if you have sleep apnea? Like what you
Isn't there something they strap to your head?
Well, when you get diagnosed this and you get the product that you need, it's like a snorkel mask.
Yeah.
I know. His dad has this machine that he has to like bring it like when he stays with us, and it looks like he's wearing some kind of snorkel mask.
It goes over your nose, and it basically chucks air into you,
yeah.
so it forces you to breathe.
Sure, it's
and
like a
which
leaf blower hooked up to your
love
sinuses.
that. I would love that.
He looks like he's about ready to go for an underwater trip.
Well, and if he opens up his mouth, you just hear because it's a constant
air
push of air into your nostrils.
Dry you out?
I don't know.
That's a good question.
That's a good question.
So at any rate, I think eventually I'm going to get that done.
Yeah.
Just
I need it. I probably should.
I think that you do. Over the last few years, I think your issue is he's got
I'm fat too.
No, you have you have a double uvula.
I mean, you're not.
That shouldn't be an issue.
It's a big thing hanging down, blocking your airway.
Weight is a major factor,
right?
In it, so
yeah.
Well, it used to not be like that, and you did gain some weight, and you have a double uvula.
You keep on mentioning this double uvula
because it's cool. Did you know he had a double?
You can't even say it.
Double uvula.
I did not.
Do you know what a uvula is?
It's that thing in the back of your throat
that hangs down. He has got a double one.
Cool.
See, it's cool.
I almost don't want to show him.
I don't want to see it.
It's not creepy. It looks like he's got a ball sack.
Scrotum.
Oh my god.
He's got a little mini ball sack hanging out of it.
Okay, he's a Balchinian.
Let's talk about San Diego Comic-Con.
We've lost Alex for the rest of the podcast.
Yeah, we have.
So, geez.
You have a little mini ball sack in your throat.
We're going to talk about a couple of things that you haven't seen, then we'll talk about the one thing we showed you. Okay. So, Infinity War was shown. There was footage. We haven't seen it.
What's Infinity War?
That's the Avengers.
Thanos?
Yeah, Thanos.
Yeah.
Thanos. Whatever. Thanos,
the big guy,
the big purple dude,
Barney
with the glove. He's got a fisting glove.
Hey, you with the face.
Hey, you with the face. What's that from?
The Mask.
The Mask.
Yeah. So that was shown. It's under wraps right now. You can't watch it. I mean, there's some leaked footage we could probably find. I'm not looking for it because I just want to wait until there's an official reveal. The Justice League trailer. We've already seen one, but they brought out another one that's actually a more extended. Shows you a little bit more of Aquaman and the Flash. Mm-hmm. You don't need to see any more Wonder Woman. We know Wonder Woman. If you've seen, which I'd recommend that movie, by the way. Mm-hmm. I already have. And she was great in that. Gal Gadot, really, really good actress. She was Miss America in 2002, I think. She was in the running for it. Didn't know that before.
Wait, she's not American.
Maybe it's Miss Universe then.
That might have been it.
Yeah,
I don't think she's. I mean,
I don't
she
think
may be an American, but that's not her.
That's not where she's from.
Exactly.
Yeah,
it's not her heritage or whatever.
I'm looking up to see what else. Stranger Things season 2 trailer.
It looks amazing.
And Brett was like, "Should I watch this?" And I was like, "You don't need to.
You don't need to because you know
the premise.
You know what's going to happen."
I did consider rewatching season 1 just because I think
we need to.
We do.
We can watch it in a weekend. So. Because that's what we did when it came out.
We'll probably watch this one slower.
I think we watched it in 3 days.
Yeah. Same with us.
It's only 10 episodes, I think.
Once you told us, we're like, all right.
We're like, oh, all right.
You didn't believe me.
No, we didn't. We're like, let's watch this first episode. Okay, well, like we had to stop watching it and then go to sleep and wake up and watch it.
Good for Winona Ryder. She did a good job.
She did.
I want to say for being the only A-lister in this entire thing.
Do the kids look older?
Slightly.
A little bit, but not much. A little bit of a... If you guys haven't seen Stranger Things, our listeners, you better stop listening right now.
And just shut off the podcast. Go listen
go watch it.
Or go watch it.
You do see 11.
Yes, you do. At the very end.
You figured you would.
I read that, so... well, she was, I think...
you cannot have Stranger Things without 11.
I think after that, once it finished and it hit the mainstream... She was like the most popular of the kid actors.
Yeah.
And this is the only thing you really see of her. Like you see her looking in this
like she's caught in the
Like, look at that. Like, that's a.
What?
She's basically caught in the underworld.
The underworld?
Or overworld. I don't remember.
I don't remember.
I can't.
Did they have a name?
Yes, it did. They called it the
over there.
under. I can't.
Anyways,
remember anymore.
Apparently there's something
the upside down.
Yeah,
that's what it is.
Yeah,
the upside down. So that looks really good. Of course, we're gonna watch it.
It looks so good.
There was a trailer for Rick and Morty season 3. I don't need to see anymore. I'll just wait till it comes out.
Yeah, I don't need to see
which I
anymore.
think is Sunday. I think it comes out.
We'll have to look that up.
That's the 30th. I think. It's either that or Friday or Saturday. It's over the weekend. I believe it's over this weekend. Thor Ragnarok. They brought out another trailer.
Looks awesome.
We're gonna see it either way because Alex and I are big Marvel and DC buffs, so we're gonna see it. It's just the thing that's gonna be happening. But the big surprise of San Diego Comic-Con, which I've heard of this before. I've heard of the book. Now I want to see this film and it makes me want to read the book. It's called Ready Player One.
Yes.
Holy crap. Like, this is like Wreck-It Ralph, where it has all these Easter eggs of all these other characters.
July 30th, by the way.
What?
July 30th.
I was right. Yeah.
For adults.
Yes, it looks it's very 80s style. Arcade-esque looking.
But it's set in 2045?
2045,
yeah.
Which could happen. I mean, that's in 30 years?
No.
Look like that? Yes.
Nope.
Yes. We're overpopulating our country already.
No.
Actually, I read something today that scientists are concerned. I think overall sperm counts are dropping.
It's because of the Mountain Dew.
Can lead to they now again I can't remember the source, but it talked about leading to like a human extinction event.
Well, it's because of all the shit we're plugging into all of our foods. You know, all the hormones and pesticides, and we're devouring that. I'm not going to get into this.
But I'm just saying we're maybe overpopulated now, but it may start to trend downward.
But this is something that could happen. I mean, the way they talk about the stacks in Columbus, Ohio, where it's basically a whole bunch of trailers stacked on top of each other, that's kind of how it could happen, you know, overpopulation happening like that. And it's a whole bunch of VR. You know, this entire thing is about virtual reality and going into this world, which, what was it called? Do you remember?
I have no idea.
I can't remember from the trailer. I watched the trailer 3 times already, and I still can't remember.
It didn't hit me like it hit you guys, which a lot of stuff doesn't, but I didn't like it as much as you. I'm not saying I won't watch it or... Well, I'm definitely not excited about it because I don't get excited about anything. But
the fact that it had like the Iron Giant, Lara Croft.
What's the video that we watched so we can refer people to?
The IGN. It was IGN did a Easter egg clip of showing you what's all in here. Lara Croft is in there. The DeLorean, for God's sake.
Harley Quinn and Deadshot.
Deadshot and Harley Quinn. Gandalf. They
Deadpool.
had
Deadshot. Deadshot. Whatever his name is.
Yes.
They also had a character from Gears of War. They had the Halo assault rifle.
Nobody, and maybe not even people who played Gears of War are going to know who that was.
Who was it?
Do you know who it was?
What was his name?
It was Dizzy.
Yeah, I know Dizzy.
Which
the
one
train
was
guy.
he in? The
3.
What? The what?
3.
No, what?
It wasn't he. No, that wasn't. That was Dom. Dizzy was his brother, right?
No.
Well, I know. I remember Dizzy because we played Horde. He's the guy with the suspenders.
I don't remember.
Might have been an alternate.
He had a hat.
Well, yeah.
He was kind of a hillbilly.
Yeah, that's why he had the jean suspenders.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure, because unless it was an alternate, character customization.
You might be right.
Thing.
I mean, I'm a big Gears fan. I hardly remember him. So people who aren't Gears fans aren't going to know who that was.
Well, anyways, but there's a lot of pop culture references in this film, and I'm pretty excited about it because I think we're getting to that point where
there were some big names on that movie too. Steven Spielberg,
yeah,
Warner Brothers.
Who's directing it?
You know what?
I don't know if it said who directed it.
He is directing.
No,
Did it say?
Or he's executive producing it.
I think that's what it was actually.
I don't know if he actually directs anymore. I think he just produces.
Let me search Ready Player One. Ready.
But
Player
I mean,
One.
Warner Brothers and Steven Spielberg was on there. Those are the two that popped up that I was like, oh wow, those are big names.
But the actors are not. Which is good.
Which is fine.
Steven Spielberg is directing it.
I thought so.
I thought so.
I mean, I know he was mentioned, but doesn't mean he's doing it. You know, it looks great. I can't wait to watch this. I'm a little. T.J. Miller is in it.
Oh.
Man, he's doing a lot.
Yeah,
Simon Pegg.
Oh,
Holy
Simon
cow.
Pegg's
Well, they don't show any of these people in this trailer. They show one guy and maybe...
They show one guy.
Yeah, which is the main character. And I'm looking at the rest of the cast, and I'm sorry, but none of those are recognizable to me, so... But Ready Player One looks great. I can't wait for it to come out. I don't know the release date on it.
There is one trailer that we forgot to mention.
Go ahead.
Saw.
Oh, yeah, Jigsaw.
Mm-hmm.
The 8th Saw movie, but I don't know if it's like its own... I don't know if I'm excited for it.
It's one of those, like, I'm just going to wait.
Yeah.
Because
us being the Saw fans.
I know. I was such a huge Saw fan growing up through high school, and I've seen all of them. Mm-hmm. But when did 7 come out?
7 came out while we were in Chicago.
Yeah.
I know that.
So, but I just remember, like, I think it was a couple of years ago, maybe even last year, we actually tried watching them. And
I watched them.
I watched them with you, and we had the hardest time.
I think it's because we're
not
desensitized anymore.
Yeah, like we just can't watch it anymore. So I'm seeing this trailer for Jigsaw, and I'm like, you know what? My high school self would be shitting right now, but me as an adult go, oh, I don't know if I want to see all this torture and blood. Like that's kind of like I'm excited because it's more to the story, but I am not excited to actually see the crazy torment.
Yeah.
I was never a fan of the Saw movies.
I didn't think you would be.
Josh and I were
It's not something for everybody.
No.
But I remember watching all of the Saws in one night with our friend Greg before we went and saw Saw 6, I think. Yeah, it was Saw 6.
I remember that, yeah.
And man, Saw 5 is a piece of shit. I'll tell you that. That's the worst
which
of the...
Which
that's the one where the guy... It's the detective in the box. He has to shove the pen into his throat.
Oh, yeah, that one sucks.
That one was terrible. I hated that one.
I like the one in the house.
That was 2.
2. Yeah.
Saw 2 was great sequel.
Nothing's going to beat 1.
I think 2 beats 1.
I think 1 is the best, but I think 2 is very comparable. And after that, I think it goes downhill.
6 was good, and 7 was good. I mean, 7, I had that theory plugged in since probably Saw 3.
Okay,
was the fact that, Brett, you're never going to see these, and if our listeners are interested in Saw, I mean...
Sorry, it's been out for a long time.
Yeah, Carrie Elwes is the other Jigsaw. There were 4, actually.
Everybody knows.
There were 4 of them.
Yeah, I know.
That's crazy.
It's time to go.
Is it? It's time to close shop. That you guys have any final thoughts or anything you want to mention before I do the plugs and stuff?
Nope.
No.
On August 1st, that starts our next T-shirt Tuesday giveaway round. We're going to go on to Twitter and announce that, and the more people who participate, the better. I mean, it's always great.
It's fun.
Twitter's been great. Thank you guys for following us on Twitter. We thank you guys so much, and we're going to move on from there. So when we plug it in, I just want to mention, guys, that there are other ways that you can listen to us. We are on SoundCloud, iTunes, Stitcher, Podcast Addict, Blueberry, TuneIn, Satchel, the Xbox One podcast app, and Google Play Music. We thank you guys for liking, sharing, and subscribing, and especially to our YouTube followers, too. Thank you very much. Keep an eye out for our YouTube. We will be trying to get our videos out earlier than Monday and Sunday. I think I'm going to try for early before the weekend. We've gotten a lot of people watching it, and we thank you guys for doing that, for sitting through our hour and a half of bullshit. If you guys ever want to catch us live on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, we are there at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, where you can join us in our precast meetings. And in doing that, you can chime in, give us some topics to talk about, give us anything you want to share, and chat with some of our audience members as well. If you want to catch us on Exploded Radio, we are there on Tuesday nights at 6 p.m. Central, 7 Eastern. They play our podcast on there, and we thank them very much for doing that, and for reaching out to us as well. And you can get to listen to some crazy music. They do podcasts every night around that time. They just play ours on Tuesday nights. If you guys want to follow us on any of our social media apps, we are on Facebook, which is facebook.com/PTOUnlimited. Instagram is PTOUnlimited_podcast. We're also on Twitter, which is @PTOUnlimited. If you ever want to email us about any topics you want us to talk about, you want to chime in, you want to mention that you were the winner of our T-shirt Tuesday giveaway, head on over to email us, PTOUnlimited@gmail.com. If you ever want to follow me on Twitter, I am @Lemke619.
Brett_Wings.
Cute_kitty.
So that's a wrap.
That's a wrap for 68. I can't wait for next week.
Why?
69. Thanks for joining us, guys.
Thanks,
We'll catch you next
guys.
week. Bye.
Bye.